We are back at it, and in this video we'll be attempting to complete Pokemon Yellow Randomizer Hardcore Nuzlocke challenge. So, as we get this challenge started, kind of to see the first Pokemon that I will be attaining here, since Professor Oak does capture your first Pokemon in this game and kind of gives it to you. So my starter is going to be a Nidorina. So as our rival just kind of snatched the other option right from under us, I get to nickname Nidorina, and I decide to go with Bella Goth. Before our rival actually does challenge us here, and since this was going to be an interesting battle since he has a Wartortle at level 5, I decided just to start firing off as many scratches as possible, hopefully not get knocked out by this Wartortle. So we eventually did take the Wartortle down, and Nidorina did get the level up. As we just go out and catch our first Pokemon, an Oddish here that we nicknamed Landgrab, and finding a Golem that we nicknamed Pancakes before moving on to find a Beedrill that we eventually catch and nickname Goth as well. So on to the first challenge here with Brock. He does start off with a Geodude, which is pretty standard since he typically starts with a Geodude actually without the randomizer, but then he sends in a Poliwag. But since Nidorina is not a ground type quite yet, I am not in too much danger here. And a few double kicks was able to take out the Poliwag and gaining the first gym badge. Now for our next encounter, we do run into a Machop that I nicknamed Lobo, and going into the Mount Moon, we find a Weepinbell that I nicknamed Lothario. And as we evolve Nidorina finally into Nidoqueen there. So as we head into Cerulean, we do battle our rival for the second time here. So again, his whole team is going to be randomized, and in this generation, anything is a death sentence. So as he sends in Magmar, I just start out with Pancake, even though he does get the burn. Not too worried since that Magmar couldn't do anything to Pancakes really. Next he sends in Pidgeot, as I just continue to go with the Golem here as it goes for the accuracy strat. And even though I am missing all of my moves and getting hit by the burn, this Pidgeot doesn't look like it has too much to really Nidoqueen here, even though since my Golem is getting pretty low in health, and one double kick is enough to take out the Pidgeot. And the rival does send in Poliwag next, and I just go in for Oddish here just to resist everything and just kind of whittle down this Poliwag with a barrage of absorbs here, since it's the super effective move against this Poliwag. Eventually taking it out, and Oddish does get the level up here as the rival sends in a Butterfree as I go in for the Beedrill, and Butterfree does hit with a very strong Confusion as I get the break through the Confusion, but unfortunately get the paralysis, so I'm forced to swap here. And since a lot of my team actually is weak to the Confusion to Psychic types, I decided to just kind of go in with Golem, but Confusion does do a lot here, and I decided to kind of just go in with a safe swap with Nidoqueen, because I know Nidoqueen can at least survive one or maybe a few. So as I'm asleep here, just kind of at this point, I have to just take out this Butterfree, and I live on 2 health before I'm able to finally take it out. And then right before battling Misty, I do evolve Oddish into Gloom here. And battling Misty, she does send in a Drowsy as I just go with Golem to hopefully resist everything's a safe bet, as she sends in Mewtwo, which is the strongest Pokemon of this generation. It hits me with 1 Confusion as I go for a Rock Throw it, but miss. That Confusion doing a lot of damage, and I'm forced to swap into Weepinbell, as Weepinbell takes a lot as I go for the Poison Powder, but unfortunately Mewtwo does take out Weepinbell. I send in Gloom. I just want to get some status on this thing. Any status is good status, but Poison Powder does not affect Mewtwo, and it does take out the Gloom there. Up next, I'm just kind of wondering who to swap in, as Mewtwo just destroys Machop. Up next, I do send in the Nidoqueen, just going for any damage that I can, but Mewtwo's Psychic is really strong, and all my team is really weak to Psychic, as Misty does eventually take out most of my team here. I just go for a self-destruct, but Mewtwo does take me out.